So today is a very important day, very auspicious day. We are celebrating, we are observing the appearance day of Lord Sri Ramachandra, and here Shukadev Goswami is also elaborately narrating about the pastimes of Lord Ramachandra in Srimad Bhagavatam. Many times devotees ask, "Can we read Ramayana?" Because apparently devotees think that Prabhupada has not written Ramayana. Why he didn't comment on Ramayana or Mahabharata? So, but the activities of Lord Ramachandra is also being very nicely elaborated by Shukamuni in Srimad Bhagavatam. And very briefly, as Shukamuni also has mentioned here, that he shall describe the activities of Lord Rama in brief. And in this purport, Prabhupada gives some of the very important aspects about hearing about the activities of Lord Ramachandra from a Tattvadarshi, from a person who has heard it from a uh, proper bona fide channels. Otherwise, he will misunderstand the position of Lord Ramachandra, as we see even today in this current civilization, in this current generation also. Uh, Most of the people don't understand the position of Lord Ramachandra. Of course, Lord himself came in a very like a human-like form, in an ordinary as an ordinary man. But the Vedic scriptures they justify, they prove that Lord Rama is not an ordinary person. Although he came like an ordinary person, he enacted some activities which apparently may look like an ordinary man. But nonetheless, Prabhupada says here in this purport, we didn't read this purport because we have little paucity of time. We have other things planned. And Prabhupada is saying here that one should hear about Lord Ramachandra from a bona fide source. And Prabhupada in this purport says that one should refer to the Ramayana written by Valmiki. So now someone may say that Prabhupada himself is saying Valmiki Ramayana is bona fide. So shall we pick up somewhere some book and start reading Ramayana? No. So whatever has to be mentioned or informed by Valmiki is also being narrated here in Bhagavatam. So whatever is sufficiently required is being made available in Bhagavatam also about the activities of Lord Ramachandra. So we'll try to understand some of the few important incidences of Ramayana and lessons that we need to understand from the activities of Lord Ramachandra. So we know that there are many incarnations. Krishna appears in various ages, and he appears, we know that, to establish the religion. So the appearance of Lord Ramachandra has a specific purpose, and those purposes are mentioned, as I said, in the scriptures. Many saintly persons also have narrated his cause of his appearance. In in Jai Goswami's Dashavatara prayers, also the activities of Lord Ramachandra, why he appeared, is also been very concisely is being mentioned. Very precisely it is being mentioned. He appeared to uh, annihilate the demon Ravana, and it is said, narrated by Jaideva Goswami, that Lord Ramachandra uh, offered the 10 heads of Ravana to 10 directions, the presiding deities of the 10 directions. And in that way, he pleased the whole world by killing or annihilating the great demon Ravana. So, Ravana, although he was born in a Brahminical family, he was a son of uh, He was a brother of Kubera, if I am correct. And he is known as Paulastya. Paulastya means he is a grandson of Pulastya Muni. I just forget who is his father, but Vishrava. Uh, so, in this way, although Ravana was born in a Brahminical family, but he is a perfect example of a person who, although who has taken birth in Brahminical family, but didn't make use of the opportunity of excelling one's perfection in human life, and become, instead of becoming the servant of Rama, he become the enemy of Rama. So that is the most misfortunate situation where one can glide down, even though having the opportunity of, because the life of a Brahmana or taking birth in a Brahminical family is supposed to be an opportunity to perfect one's human life. So, in that way, Jayadeva Goswami narrates that the purpose of Lord Ramachandra is to annihilate the foremost of the demon of his time, the Ravana. And anyone who hears these activities of Lord Ramachandra, Jayadeva Goswami says that he will experience ultimate happiness. At the end of the Dashavatara Stotra, Jayadeva Goswami says that anyone who hears this wonderful activities of Lord Rama or any other incarnations of Krishna, so he will experience ultimate happiness. Shrunu sukhadam shubhadam bhavasaram. So he will experience the highest happiness, and he will by simply by hearing, he will awaken us. He will awaken the piety within his heart. It's the most auspicious activities. In Bhagavatam also says, Shrunvatam Swakataha Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtaha. Anyone who hears the Krishna Katha, so he awakens his punya, and it's the highest auspicious activities, and the resultant factor of that awakening the auspiciousness within one's heart is Hirdiyantastho Abhadrani. So the inauspiciousness which is there within the heart, in the core of the heart, is eradicated. So one's heart gets purified simply by hearing the activities of Lord Rama. So that is the greatness or importance of hearing such activities. On the contrary, we are actually accustomed to hear the activities of some people of this world, some great people of this world. So that's why we see many movies also are made on the life history of some so-called famous personalities of this world. So we are addicted to hear the stories of people of this mortal world who are themselves mortal. But all those the reception to those kind of stories would not result us in giving auspiciousness. In fact, they bind us. Uh, some people see the movie and they try to imitate the actions of the hero whom they see. Hero jumps from 10th floor and still he becomes appears to be alive. But someone, if we try to do that, imitate that, thinking it is real, so our life is finished. In the movie, the movie star he uh, tries to do some mischievous activities and he gets inspired by that. So still he escapes that. Sometimes we see in the movie hero kills someone, but we see that he is not punished. On the other hand, a villain kills someone, he is put behind the bars. So there is no logic behind that there. But if you try to imitate that, what happens? Thinking that oh, I may not be punished because in the movie star was not the hero was not punished. I may also escape. No, the law is very stringent here. So we are in a dream world, thinking that no, we can get away with everything, anything, but we are always punished here. Our actions are put under account and they are punished. So Lord Ramachandra, we know that we have very less time, maybe in another 10-15 minutes, we'll try to understand that Lord Ramachandra, one of the important lessons which Prabhupada makes us understand in his teachings, that how various incarnations of Krishna exhibit opulences. You know, Lord is known through his opulences. In fact, Lord is recognized as Lord through his unlimited exhibition of opulences. Bhagavan, he is known as Bhagavan by his unlimited presentation of six opulences. We need not have to elaborately understand that because we know that very much. So Lord Ramachandra also, when he appeared, he exhibited these opulences, but very specifically he exhibited his quality of renunciation. When Maharaj Dasharatha was very much announced to the world that very next day Lord Rama will be coronated as the king, because Dasharath Maharaj was actually very old. He got the children. He was childless actually. By the blessings of Vashishta Muni and his advice and his tapasya, so he begot four children: Rama, Lakshmana, Bharata, and Shatrughna. So Bhagavatam says that these four personalities are expansion of the four quadruple expansion of Krishna. Vasudeva, Sankarshana, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha. So Vasudeva appears, expands as Lord Rama, and Sankarshana appears as Lakshmana, and Pradyumna uh, appears as Bharata, and the last expansion, the Aniruddha, the quadruple expansion of Aniruddha, expands as incarnates as Shatrughna. So, like this, the four brothers appear as four sons of Dasharath Maharaja, born to different wives of Dasharatha. We know that, let us not touch upon that. So, when this announcement was done, so we know that how Mother Keki was brainwashed by Mantara, her servant. So, and she felt that if Rama becomes the king, so what is left for my son? So my son will be a servant for whole life. So, like this, Mother Keikei, she was aware that she had a boon to be taken in arrears. So she went and petitioned Dasharath Maharaj that, and reminded him of the two promises that he was supposed to fulfill. So in that way, she asked two promises to be fulfilled. The first promise, we know that Lord Rama should not be made as a king. Rather, Bharata has to be made as a Maharaj, as a king, as a ruler, instead of Rama. And the second boon was to send Rama out of the kingdom, and not just sending out of the kingdom to another kingdom, to send to the forest. So this is the two boons that Mother Keki asked, and Dasharath Maharaj, we know that he summons Lord Rama. Actually, Lord Rama was not there in the city when this announcement was done. He was somewhere in some other city on his tour. But as soon as he comes, he understands this announcement has been done, and he is immediately summoned also by Dasharath Maharaj, and he requests Lord Rama with these two requests of his mother. So, in an ordinary scenario, if a father asks a son, "My dear son, please get out of house and go away somewhere and be on your own," and generally, what will happen in such kind of scenario? Son will generally rebel. No. How can you say that? I am your son. How can you ask me to get out of here? Or today, in today's scenario, it may be reverse. Father will not send the son. Son will send away the father. चलो घर से भागो तो बुढ़े हो गए हो. You are old and invalid, so please go away. And we are seeing also today in this world. How the children sometimes send away their parents, old and invalid parents, out of the house, put them in old age home, or left for their own good. So, but Lord Ramachandra did not even argue also. Forget about no, anything else. He didn't even argue. Yes, I will go. If this is your wish, I'm ready to go. I will go. And when to go? Very next day morning. He could have easily argued, Father, what is this? No, everything is announced. Whole citizens are waiting for this my coronary ceremony. Everyone is so dear to me. Everyone is dear to me, and they are all dear to me, and I am also dear to them. No, how can you ask me to send a go? Go away in this kind of scenario. So there is no such question by Lord Ramachandra, but he immediately accepted and agreed and went away. So that is the display of renunciation, the tyaga, the opulence displayed by Lord Ramachandra, so that he teaches to the world that how renunciation is equally important. One should not have attachment to the material possessions, and anytime ready to live a very simple life. And as a Kshatriya, it is also important for Dasharath Maharaj that any promise is done, it cannot be rescinded. Otherwise, it will bring an infamy to a Kshatriya. No? Honoring the word is so important for a Kshatriya that he will even give up his life if he cannot honor his word. There is a saying, Pran jaye, vachan na chute. I will give up my life better than not being able to follow the promises. But in a modern world, people say all promises are meant for to be broken. Right? So that was a seriousness you can see Dasharath Maharaj also exhibited. And what kind of promise? It's a Vyavaharik promise. Promise to one woman, promise to one wife. And it's a Vyavaharik dealing. It's not a spiritual commitment. It is not a spiritual commitment. It's a social commitment. But still, you see how serious he was to follow that. So we should also understand. We have also done so many promises. We have done promises to Guru. We have done promises to Guru on a spiritual terms. Just on a social ground, there is so much seriousness to follow the promise. Even today we see sometimes some people become so committed and promise. If they promise something, they honor it. Suppose some devotees say go out to ask for some support. The man will say, Swamiji, already दूसरी जगह commit कर दिया. It may be a plea also, it may be a pretext to avoid also. But we also see sometimes, genuinely, if someone is committed somewhere, he honors that. That's a social commitment. So likewise, as a practitioner of spiritual life, we also have promised the Guru that we will follow four regulative principles. Now, how much seriousness we should be in following those four regulative principles. It's not an ordinary thing. It's a very grave and serious commitment. No? If just for a social commitment like what Dasharatha Maharaj had done, he is exhibiting so much seriousness, so much so that he is ready to lose his life. Because even if he sends Lord Rama to the forest, it means he is gone. Because Lord Rama was his life and soul, was life and soul of Dasharath Maharaj. Whether he honor or he doesn't honor, his life is now in fix. He is ready to do that in any case. So that should be the mood of a sincere follower of a spiritual master. Word when given to a spiritual master, it has to be practiced in all circumstances. Difficulties apart, that can be sat down and resolved and can be understood, and that challenges could be understood and deliberated with the help of the senior Vaishnavas. But the importance is that we should be feeling ourselves committed, exhibiting that graveness and seriousness to honor the word that is given to a spiritual master. That is an important lesson we can understand from this part of Ramayana. Another important part that we should learn is that how Lord assures that he will protect his devotees under any circumstances. Just like in Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says that I will protect my devotees under any circumstances, and Lord himself definitely he did that. When it came to protecting devotees, he was ready to even sacrifice his own promise. You see, we were just talking about the promise, that how one should be committed to be promise one. Then Lord Krishna also did a promise that I will not fight, but he is ready to break that promise and be known as because someone who doesn't honor the promise, he will become infame. He will derive infamy. You see, no, वो promise किया था किया ही नहीं. छे कैसा आदमी है ये. We sometimes we curse him. But Krishna is ready to become infamous for breaking his promise, but for protecting his devotees, he is ready to go to the greatest extent. Similarly, Lord Ramachandra also exhibited. He could have married another woman, and as such, Kshatriyas are quite apt for having many wives. It is not uncommon that Kshatriyas were having many wives. And Lord Ramachandra could have married easily any other women, practically. And Lord Ramachandra is also being served by unlimited Lakshmi Sahasra Shatasambhrama Sevyamanam. So he is already served by so many Lakshmis, countless Lakshmis. But Lord Rama exhibited this lesson that he is always ready to protect his devotees under all circumstances. Even though apparently he may look like he is a Vanavasi, because a common man misunderstands Lord Rama as a Vanavasi, as a person who has no resources. Just like in Mahabharata Yuddha, Duryodhana and the Kaurava party thought that how will the Pandavas gather the army to fight against this? So that's the biggest joke for them if Pandavas could assemble or gather the army to fight against Kauravas. So they were never ever hopeful. They were very confident that how Pandavas can gather any army at all. So, but you see, they had the armies with them. And also, what kind of army that is compared in Bhagavatam? The army of Kauravas is compared to an ocean, big ocean. On the contrary, the army of Pandavas is compared to a small fish, Timi, like a Timi. And the Kauravas are like Timingala. Timingala means a big whale which can even swallow those fishes. Such big, huge fish it is. And similarly, one may be thinking that Lord Rama is an ordinary man. How can he gather army? So Lord Ramachandra displayed that even though the army may be a most insignificant army like an army of a monkey, but still he exhibited that supremacy, that he can protect his devotees under any circumstances. And he protected Mother Sita, and also he protected his great devotee Vibhishana. He did not conquer upon Lanka to expand his kingdom. Generally, a Kshatriya king attacks another Kshatriya's kingdom with the mood of expanding his kingdom. Just like Alexander, he used to go. He went on conquering his another's kingdom. The mood of expanding his sovereignty. But Lord Ramachandra attacked won over Lanka not to expand his kingdom. In fact, everything belongs to Lord for that matter. He did that to protect Mother Sita, and at the same time, he wanted to establish Vibhishana as a great ruler, as a ruler of Lanka. And then further, when a devotee is ruling the kingdom, then the civilization will be like Rama Rajya. That's another important lesson that we can understand. That Lord always is wishing to, wanting to protect his subjects, protect his devotees. Another last and next few minutes, we'll try to sum up that it also shows the consciousness of people in the Vedic times and the modern days. In uh, the incidents, one of the incidents that happened in Ramayana, that shows that people in the Vedic times are so much aware about their spiritual duties. They were aware about the loss of human life, the importance of human life, or practicing spiritual life in the human life. When Vishwamitra Muni, because all the Vishwamitra Muni and other sages, when they were performing yajnas, so they were disturbed by the nefarious activities of the various demons, and they were not able to follow any religious activities. They were not able to conduct their religious activities of performing fire sacrifice, and they were constantly harassed and disturbed by the demons. So Vishwamitra Muni approached Maharaj Dasharatha seeking for help or assistance, and sent Lord Rama and Lakshmana to assist him in correcting the situation. So when Vishwamitra Muni meets Dasharath Maharaj, generally when two people come and meet, what happens? They ask each other's good health, kem cho, like in Gujarat people say, kem cho, ha majama. Kitna majama, wo andar pata hai kitna maja ho raha hai. So this is a general discussion. How are you? Are you doing good? What did you eat? Hope you had your food. No, these are the kind of interactions that happens whenever people meet and greet each other in this way. But Dasharath Maharaj has a very nice question to Vishwamitra Muni, which reflects upon the consciousness of people of Vedic days. Anyone knows what was the question that Dasharath Maharaj asked Vishwamitra Muni? Ahishtam yattam punarjanma jayaya. Ahishtam means that which is not desirable. Ishtam means that which is desirable. So, ahishtam yattam punarjanma. He is asking because a mendicant or a muni, the job of a muni or a sage is that he is working intensely on those activities which will, which are those activities which helps him conquer over birth and death. So Dasharath Maharaj is asking Vishwamitra Muni, how is your activities which are directed towards conquering the birth and death cycle is going on? You see, such a nice question. आपके जो जन्म मृत्यु के ऊपर विजय प्राप्त करने का जो प्रोसेस है वो किस प्रकार चल रहा है, कैसे चल रहा है? That shows what is his consciousness, what is their mindset. There may be a social etiquette. Okay, Muni comes, he give them a place to sit and offer all those comforts. That is good. But you see the question that directly touched upon the perfection of human life. The people in Vedic age, they knew what is the foremost business of life. And the questions and in the inquiries were all connected to those foremost business of the life. And foremost business of the life is to practice spiritual life, perfection in spiritual life. And perfection of spiritual life means no those activities which is directed towards crossing over the birth and death cycle. So people were aware in the Vedic days, and that's how they were situated. That is the kind of training that was made available to them, and specifically, person like Dasharath Maharaj, who was a king, he has this consciousness. That's where, when a king is having such kind of consciousness, he will ensure that his subjects also have a similar kind of consciousness. That I should work or strive how to cross over this process of Punarjanma Jayaya. I should not take again another birth, because this birth is full of miseries, full of all problems are connected to this birth. And the saintly person like Vishwamitra Muni, when he is engaging in the sacrifices and it is disturbed by the demons, that is a hampering the process of advancement in spiritual life, process of the welfare activities, highest welfare activities, because the sages are concerned about the welfare of the people of this world. That's why they perform sacrifice, so that people cross over the birth and death life cycle. So that is the important lesson that another lesson that Lord Ramachandra's in the Ramayana that we can try to understand. There are so many nice, interesting things within in the Ramayana. So we can understand that when we understand through the acharyas. And otherwise, we may hear or we may listen Ramayana, but we may not be able to understand the lessons, because those lessons are imparted by the acharyas. And that's what we can see here, that Shukamuni is actually insisting upon hearing from such bona fide sources. So that is the significance that we can understand. So today is a very important auspicious day. Lord Ramachandra appeared here and he protects the Vedic religion, and he protects his devotees, and he is committed. So every day we chant his name, no? Lord Rama, his name we chant every day. So when we chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, Lord Rama is already there in that. No? Someone may argue this Rama is which Rama, this Rama, that Rama, or what Rama. So this Lord Rama means no Lord Ramachandra or Balarama. No, everyone is included in that. So we chant his name. So we should play today on this auspicious day that we have so much of the personalities of Lord Ravana, like Ravana, is all. We are nothing less than Ravana in the consciousness wise. Our consciousness is demonic today. We are trying to become perfect servant of Lord Rama. So, but our consciousness is always pulling down, which is as good as Ravana's policy is to enjoy independently and utilize the resources of Lord Rama for one's own pleasure. That is the policy of Ravana. So, devotee's policy, Prabhupada says, is to always see that everything is enjoyed by the Lord, and don't oneself become enjoyer of the property of the Lord. So, that is the mood of the devotee, and we try to serve at the highest commitment, that whatever I serve is offered to the pleasure of Guru and Krishna. That is our. That should be our understanding. In this way, we'll stop here. Grantaraj Śrīmad Bhāgavatam ki, Shri Ramachandra Bhagavan ki, Sita Ram Lakshmana Hanuman ki, Shri Ramanavami Maha Mahotsav ki, Vishwa Guru Shila Prabhupada ki, Jai Gaura Premanandi.